So I'm asking the 2024 and January 24th, the big reveal of all the touring models, which I have said for the last 6 months will just be the CVO platform carried into the touring. Now, these guys here can't really tell us, but what's your gut instinct?
So I think it's going to be the same style as the CVOs that we had in 23. However, I think that the motor is obviously going to be a 114 or 117 standard.
Right.
And then I'm pretty sure they're going to do away with the standard specials and all of those and make it more of one model.
Right. Now, but when do you think they'll be available? So let's just say they reveal 2024, touring models are updated, new fairing, new saddlebags, new tank, new suspension, blah, 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 blah. Do you think you're going to see those things in spring or summer?
I think based off of how late they got us the bikes in 23, there was a big push from them and a lot of apologies from Harley themselves saying, hey, we know we messed that up. So I think they're going to be a really big push to make sure we have those early in the year.
Really?
So I think that that's one thing they're really pushing for to make sure they're ready to go.
So another selling dealer, salesman, long-term salesman, he is adamant about no way. He's like, no way are they going to change this platform because there's so many 23s in the market. And they have so many 23s sitting in warehouses. So he's adamant, like, no way, they won't do it. And I'm like, really?
Him and I, we can have a little contest with that. I think that, hey, you know what? They acknowledge that, hey, we got you these CVOs way too late in the year. We got you inventory way too late. So I think that based off their mistake of 23, they're going to step up and make it right in 24.
Okay. I agree. You're 10 years of the same motorcycle.
Yep.
For the infotainment things only really changed. They changed out the motors from 114 to 117, 110, 114, 117, blah, blah, blah. But as far as the architecture of the bike, it hasn't changed for 10 years.
Yeah.
So it's time. And I'll be so disappointed if they don't bring a nice touring model because...
I'll be really disappointed because I really want one.
Right.
I'm ready to upgrade my Super Glide.
Right.
That's what I'm waiting on is a 24 in this style.
Right. That's great. So you have high hopes that somebody may be able to buy a new touring model 2024 in maybe March of this year?
At least by April.
Okay.
I would say April.
So you think the 24 is really going to be a real reveal? It's going to be a good thing.
I believe it will be.
It won't be boring. Where it's a different color. They cut out a few models.
Based off of tradition and time and what they're doing with what they call the carryover models, and what they've released so far for 24, I'm very hopeful it'll be a complete redesign and that we will see them by April.
Okay. Now, Chris here has just sold his last breakout. These guys are giving great deals. Do you have any other 2023 motorcycles that could let people know you get really aggressive deals right now?
So all my 23 models, I still have street bobs, touring bikes, a lot of Softails, some Sportsters and Nicers for those that are getting into the sport. So I have a little bit of everything except for breakouts now.
So you sold them all. Last time I was here, you had like 3 or 4 of them.
Yep. So we sold all of those. I mean, we're really aggressive on the pricing, so if you want to get it, now's kind of the time.
Right. Does Harley have any promotional financing with really good credit?
They have different options depending on multiple different promotions going on. So right now you can have 0 payments for 6 months with no interest for 3 of those months. You can also, they have different tiered APR rates. There's a lot, depending on
23s.
On 23s, correct. They will not. Now that's one thing I can confidently say, they will not have any of those promotions on the 24 touring models for sure.
Right, but on 23, all models have promotions.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, that's good to know. But we do know this. I feel confident that the 2024, we've already seen the new trikes. I don't think they're going to catch up until 2025.
You need to go see that one.
I would,
Wouldn't you probably? And that's one thing I've thought about is, man, if they bring the new touring models, I would rather wait for the new touring model on a trike next year. That would be pretty cool because I really think they're going to use up all their parts on the trikes for the older generation, and then the newer generation then will be 2025 for trikes.
I'm going to play devil's advocate with that because right now you have the 23 body style on the 24 on the trike. However, it's tried and true. So what happens the first year most of the time? You're spending $30,000+ on a trike, some of them $40,000. So why wouldn't you want something that is 10 years worth of
Well, I get all that. I know that, but I'm just saying I truly believe that the 2024 trikes will stay with the existing design,
Absolutely, yeah.
with the fairing and the infotainment center and the gas tank. But I think that 2025, if we're correct, I think the new generation fairing, gas tank,
Goes on the
and suspension will probably go. The front, talking about the front forks, the inverted forks.
I would agree with that. I would
So,
agree with that.
and so what I'll be really curious to see, though, is does the touring models get the aggressive inverted forks? That's something I'll be very curious to see if they say, okay, only CVOs get inverted forks, but the touring models...
I really love the suspension they have on these CVOs.
Right.
I'm hopeful that we get it. However, historically speaking, will we? And it's a coin flip on this.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They still
Sometimes-
may separate the CVO,
Yeah.
where it's more the sport, real sport bike, because that inverted front suspension
I'm
versus...
hoping the motor is what separates the CVO and not the suspension, because I want that suspension on my bike.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
That thing is just the way it handles and rides. I love it.
Right. I think the 117. I think the 117 on... But you're saying they're not going to have an upper level? You don't think they'll have an upper level of touring?
So I know that the ultra limiteds and the limiteds on the those are going to stay the same.
Okay.
They're not going to be a different body style.
Okay. All right.
We've already gotten a couple of 24s in that are the exact same platform as
Right.
those. So the trikes and the limiteds are going to stay the same as the 23 models, whereas hopefully the 24 touring bikes are going to be different.
All right. Good deal. All right. I'm going to cut off there because we'll talk all day. But Skyline Harley, Winchester, Virginia. Chris is the GSM, and he goes out, and Chris is the buyer. This is the seller.
He's family.
Right. Okay. And so, anyways, come out here to Skyline Harley, and they've got a great selection, great personnel, and they're under new ownership. So they are really wanting to help you get on a two-wheel ride or three-wheel ride.